Justin Fields is him. DJ Moore is him. Fields and DJ Moore are them. And ladies and gentlemen, I couldn't be more ecstatic to come in here and say that you absolutely crushed your league this week if for any reason you started these two gentlemen. So congratulations to you. The Fantasy Football Show begins right now. The reaction show, the post Thursday Night Football lambasting by the Chicago Bears, Justin Fields and DJ Moore begins right now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios.
It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live!
Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
Ladies and gentlemen, we saw an absolute glorious performance out of Justin Fields and DJ Moore tonight. Just what a valiant effort. What an amazing, absolute monster performance out of both those gentlemen. And we had such a lot of fantasy football goodness in tonight's game. Honestly, I'm just ecstatic right now. And part of me is happy for Fields because everybody wrote him off. He got Geno Smith's blueprint and didn't write back. Everybody kept coming in, clowning him. He's garbage. I can't believe how bad this prediction was. Fields is again, top 5 locked in, top 5 quarterback play this week. Top 5 locked in quarterback play. So that's 2 weeks in a row that he's inside the top 5. Fields had 4 freaking touchdowns on the night. 230 yards and 3 TDs for DJ Moore. Let me put the appropriate. I don't know if I have the exact stats on screen. I got to send this over to my computer real quick so I can throw it up here and I can share it with you guys. But this is what an unbelievable performance out of Justin Fields dropping. I don't know if this isn't correct. I got to get the 4 touchdown one on here. Let me see if I can grab that on screen real quickly. Hang tight with me while I try and navigate. My system again needs maybe to be reset and restarted. But Fields had an absolute glorious performance in this one. Let me send this over to my computer. Drag it on screen. Here we go. Here are the stats. If you slept under a rock during the entire game, maybe you're superstitious and you didn't want to watch because you're afraid you were going to screw it all up. Fields, 4 touchdowns passing, 282, 15 for 29. Ran for 57 yards on 11 totes. And DJ Moore, 8 receptions for 230 yards and 8 touchdowns. They are them. Fields and DJ Moore are them. What a glorious performance out of these two gentlemen. Fields and DJ Moore are them. I don't want to hear Fields is him. I don't want to hear DJ Moore is him. I want to hear they are them. Woo! Woo! 4 TDs, 282 and 4 TDs, 57 rushing yards. Oh, Schmitty, you've got to be ashamed of yourself. This man told us to draft Fields. I'm sorry. Today's gloating day. Okay? Now, maybe there's still some bumps ahead. Maybe we're not all out of the woods, but Fields and DJ Moore were absolute fire in this game. And some of you had some tough dilemmas on your hands. Do you go for the upside? Do you go for the safety? And some of the safe Sammies might have went safety. And I understand there's a lot of people that get nervous about a high risk, high reward play. But Fields was a high risk, high reward play. As we said all day long, yesterday, today, all week, Fields will either get you 11 or he'll get you 50. He'll get you 11 or he'll get you 50. If you want to take a swing for 50, you start Fields. And if you started Fields, you had a big day. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Just what a performance. Now, Khalil Herbert did get injured his ankle. Looked like it could have been his LCL and his knee when he got bent back. Sometimes that's how you injure that particular ligament on the outside of your knee when you pull your leg back like he had it, but also ankle. And so he injured his ankle, came back into the game, and looked like he re-injured it even worse, trying to play on it. And so he went out, and he was grimacing. There's a real good chance Khalil Herbert misses at least a game or so. And in that case, we need Roschon Johnson to pass get out of the concussion protocol because he was concussed in this game. It would have been such a nice game for Roschon, but we couldn't have everything, right? We can't be greedy here. But Roschon hopefully is back for week number 6. And then at that point, we maybe see a little Roschon action, and then we get a feel for what he has in store for him. But man, what an unbelievable performance out of the Chicago Bears. I love that they got this win. I love that people still doubt them. I love that people still feel like this is a team that maybe doesn't have a shot at all of being anywhere near a wild card spot. Let's just see what happens, because they really could continue to keep the ball rolling, and they have a very, 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 very good schedule. Let's see here. I laughed so freaking hard looking at the Bears wide receiver room. 0 points. The DJ Moore 50. Yeah, it is crazy when you look at this. Look at the wide receivers. 2 receptions for Tunyon, 5 for Cole Kmet, and DJ Moore 8 for 230 and 3. Like, that's called saturation. That's called Puka Nacua treatment. That's called let's give him the Puka Nacua treatment. It's a very good point. There really is nothing else on the wide. Like, why did I crop this image this way? Look, Darnell Mooney was targeted like 5 times. Darnell Mooney had like 2 touchdown targets. Fields could have 5 touchdowns in this game. I mean, maybe the other 4th touchdown wouldn't have happened if they didn't, miss on that one. But Mooney had 2 potential touchdown opportunities, and Mooney played like dog shit. So that's really not Fields' like oversaturation of DJ Moore more than Mooney wasn't doing his job. And there's potentially 2 blown touchdowns for Mooney, in my opinion. One of them was contested. The other one was, he just looked like his body position was off, and the throw hit his fingers. Hits your fingers, you need to catch it. That's the rule in the NFL. That's the rule in life. Let's hit these super chats real quick that are coming in strong. Any $20 haulers, I gotta do a set of 10 reps on the curls. You guys are gonna be my trainer. Anytime I get a 20, I'm doing a set of 10 reps on the curls right in front of you, and I'm gonna get ripped over time. And you've seen the before and after. We started this on October 5th, right? So by Halloween, I should be actually significantly different visually. I should have muscles and be cut. And this will be a fun little thing to look back on. Can I be cut by Halloween? By force of you guys dropping 20s. This super chat was the first of the night by Lifer. Lifer, appreciate you. Standing ovation always to the first super chatter of the night. Smitty, I have them both and started them both. Hug and kiss emojis. Just rejoice. Lifer, appreciate you to the freaking moon. If I could throw a heart emoji up for you, I'd hug you right back. Unbelievable performance. Everybody drop some love emojis right now. Right now. Trade for Fields. I want to sell him because I'm scared to start him. Trades for Fields. Poor Luke. Luke didn't have him in the lineup. Luke, I hope you have like AR5 in the lineup or something. As far as like trades, I suppose I would tell you, look, you could get the world right now. You own Fields right now off of back-to-back top 3. I mean, I assume he's going to be a top 3 quarterback this week, and he was last week. So I keep saying top 5. The truth is, Fields is a top 3 quarterback, maybe top 2, in back-to-back weeks. You should be able to go get any wide receiver that's not named JJ or Tyreek Hill. You should be able to get Jamar Chase. You should be able to get Devontae Smith. You should be able to get maybe not Diggs, but maybe Diggs if you threw something in. So take out Hill, take out JJ, take out Diggs. Anybody else you should be able to get from a QB needy team that does not have a quarterback that is now looking at your genius self who's got an ability to trade him. But Luke, you don't trust him because you haven't played him. This is the psychology in fantasy football. This is why I went to college specifically for you, Luke, in this moment right here, right now. Okay? This is what we're talking about. The reason you don't trust him is because you don't trust yourself. And Luke, this is not me being mad at you. This is me being real with you. You haven't played him. You've missed out on both of these opportunities. You know how I know you missed out on the first one? Because you didn't play him this week. If you didn't play him this week, it was out of fear of being right and starting him and him doing badly and then being wrong when you were right. And you're like, why? So you stuck to your guns. You sat him again and in hopes that you could validate your first choice, and you got blasted twice. Now you're after 2 attempts. You're not learning. Shame on you once. Shame on you twice. Shame on you 3 times. Luke, I appreciate your super chat. I'm not trying to go at you. I'm trying to just help you. But to actually be contemplating not starting Fields, you want to trade him because you're scared, which is a very honest answer. And Luke, I appreciate you. It's a great topic and conversation for other people struggling with what you're struggling with right now. But you got to realize that you are running away from the situation because you've continued to bail on him, and you don't want to look at it. You're disgusted. You're absolutely disgusted to be staring at it, and so you want nothing to do with this situation. Is to get rid of it, to get rid of the memory. The stench of looking at Fields on your bench makes you disgusted, and so that's you. But you could go get the world. You can go get the world, bro. Absolutely go get the world. Everybody in here, appreciate you being here. 99 points for Fields and more for Fantasy Dad. Fantasy Dad, Fields of Gold. Fantasy Dad dropped 99 points in his league with Fields and DJ Moore. Let's give a round of applause for Fantasy Dad sticking with the Fields train, sticking with the process, trusting the process through 4 weeks of football, walking into week 5 and saying, give me that Fields of dreams, baby! Yeah, buddy! Fields of dreams!
Leave it on the fields.
Just in time.
Fields of dreams.
Fields like making love.
Outstanding in his fields.
Fields so good.
Fields general. My field's good. Uneven playing fields.
Battlefields tested.
Fields. Fields. He's for reals.
Unbelievable. I actually went to the fridge, got one of these just in time. Fields of Dreams. Thank you for the little drink break. Guys, I can't be more happy for every single one of you. Every single one of you Fields owners. Absolutely thrilled for every one of you. Matt, appreciate you. DeBalt coming in with a $2 hauler. Glad I stuck by him. Fields to the moon. DeBalt, moonshot for you.
To the moon.
Moonshot all around. Any super chat that talks about starting Fields or DJ Moore, you're going to get your moonshot because you deserve your glory right now. $20 hauler. Somebody wants Smitty doing a set here. Can we talk about how smart I am for accidentally starting Moore over Pacheco? Clayton messaged me earlier and said he left out a Pacheco. That was your message, right, Clayton? I mean, there are a couple people that said this to me. Left out Pacheco and forgot to sub him out and left Moore in. Absolute glory. Absolute glory. $20 hauler.
Alert. Super chat alert. Alert. Super chat alert.
I do a set. I crank out a rep of 10 every time a $20 hauler gets dropped, and I believe my being out of breath will subside as I do it more. But you guys are gonna get me ripped. That's like 5 or 6 sets today, so we're doing good. Can we talk about how smart I am? You are smart, Clayton. The smartness pulled through for you, pal. To the moon.
To the moon.
Congrats on the move. Thank you for the $20 hauler. DeBalt, appreciate you for your super chat. Fields, DJ Moore, to the moon. Have Khalil Herbert and Roshan. What now? You're waiting, and hopefully Roshan is passed through the concussion protocol in order to play in week number 6. So hang tight, broski. Don't fret. But definitely, it's something that we got to keep an eye on walking into next week. So hang tight, and they don't have a bye. The bye weeks for week number 6 are, pardon my out of breath, ripped off a set of 10. Green Bay, Pittsburgh. So yeah, just if anybody was wondering, what do you do now? And can I sell high on a Richardson? Use Fields the rest of the season. I'd almost be tempted to explore both. Can you get more for Fields? What do you get? Is it worth it to trade Fields for the additional piece? I don't want to say DJ Moore, for an additional, little lump sum of something. So I think you explore trading both. You let the incoming trade request dictate which quarterback you maybe trade away. Dodson worth dropping. It depends on the ad, but Dallas, I mean, at this point, he isn't stepping up. And we got to recognize at some point he might not bounce back. I think just like anybody, you give someone a chance unless the right player comes along. Just got offered Ridley and Brees running backs. Would you Ridley for Brees? I would rather have Ridley, but I think Brees does get to this level. But you got to kind of take the Ridley piece right here, in my opinion. Running backs would be Eckler, Kyren, Bijan. So Ridley would be a great fit for you. I would 100% make that trade. Smitty approved. Unbelievable. Justin Fields coming in so strong today. What a glorious Thursday night. I feel, how you feel kind of crappy some Sundays and some Thursdays? I feel 100%. My meter is at 101 out of 100. I'm feeling glorious. DJ Moore, Yak, was insane. Absolutely. He does this thing where nobody else does it better than DJ Moore Fields. It's where the ball gets thrown like this. He grabs the ball and then he either spins out this way or this way. And the defender's literally right here. He rolls off him and there's nobody there. It's one-on-one coverage. It's back shoulder throws. It's precision and surgical throwing of the football where Moore will grab it in a contested environment, roll off the defender, and then it's Moore downfield. It's just DJ Moore. It's, hey, let's watch DJ Moore go for a jog. He's going to go for a little jog, and that's that. Unbelievable. DJ Moore, Yak. Let's go. Let's freaking go. Unbelievable game. I'd love to know for like yards after catch leagues where you get points for that crap, what DJ Moore scored in somebody's crazy situation. Heating Up Podcast picked up Fields off waivers and wide receiver. What wide receiver can I get to turn T-Law and Watson? Can I get turning T-Law and Watson? Let's see here. What wide receiver can I get turn T-Law and Watson, Brees, T into? Okay. So T. Higgins is pretty worthless right now. But could you turn like T-Law? It depends on T-Law. You got to let T-Law go out and play a pretty good game. And then I think you can come back around and maybe have this conversation. Until then, Brees Hall and Watson, I think you let Watson and Brees both play. I'm going to say Heating, stand down. What your goal is to go get any one of the Ridley, St. Brown, Olave, Cup, Devontae Smith, Lamb, maybe Waddle if he returns to form, type of wide receiver. But you can't do that until Fields or until T-Law bounces back this week, which I think he will. See Watson, Brees Hall, maybe T. Higgins later. We'll have to see after he recovers. But there's nothing for you to make. I think your goal is something you can't acquire right now, so just wait it out. Unless you're trading Fields, but at this point you don't want to trade Fields. You want to ride that wave. Would Debo and Barkley for Lamb be good? That's way too much for Lamb. Barkley, despite me wanting to get rid of Barkley, you got to understand Barkley's value is CeeDee Lamb. So you're literally like messing up big time on that. Bijan, I need another wide receiver. You're 4-0, so hang tight, but shop Barkley for Bijan. Barkley and Debo should get you an Eckler. You know, that's something I'd entertain. A JT and even though you've got Christian, or maybe you don't, a JT and Christian Watson type of combo for Debo and Barkley. Achane and elite wide receiver for Debo and Barkley. I think anything less and you're selling yourself really short of that situation. Thank you for the $10 haulers, everybody. If I missed the $10 hauler, and then this $10 hauler right here, appreciate you all. What a game. What a game. Yo, Smitty, check this out. I reached up and drafted the Cowboys in the 10th round after week 1. I figured the trade capital would never be higher, so I traded them for Hawkinson and DJ Moore.
Got him.
To the moon.
Unbelievable, bro. Congratulations on that trade and to the moon for you. Terry Roberts, 46 points for DJ Moore. To the moon, Terry. To the freaking moon. Appreciate you, Terry Roberts, dropping the super chat. Very, very excited for you, young man. Way to stick with it. Stick with DJ and give him the chance he needed. Need to ask this again. Love, Brees, Amon-Ra, Diggs, Ridley, Roshan, Musgrave, Charbonnet. I traded DJ Moore and Andrews for Eckler and Waller. I mean, look, it does look different right now with the lights on, but that doesn't necessarily mean you made a horrible trade. It does really come down to Eckler. I think, if anything, if Andrews stays healthy and DJ Moore continues to play like at least a top 12 wide receiver, let's not get carried away and say he's top 3 or 4 or 5. But if he plays like a top 8 to 12 wide receiver and Andrews stays healthy and Eckler stays healthy, I think it's an even trade. So I think that's the solace you have, is that if Eckler balls out, the problem is you did this right when DJ Moore did this and Eckler's on a bye. So it probably feels pretty shitty right now. But, you know, this is why sometimes you hold your finger over the button, you let the players play, and then you execute the trade right after the week starts. But, like, if everybody stays healthy, it's even. You know what I'm saying? Started AR5 over Fields. Should I sell either? You can't blame yourself for this, Ryan. I even gave advice around this all week long where it's like, look, I'd be tempted to go Fields, and I can't blame you for going Fields. And maybe if I had 5 different leagues side by side, I'd go 3 AR5s and 2 Fields. I really would split them in. I would split them in the advantage of AR5. But keep in mind that Fields did this last week. He blew up. And I had people sending me FML. Oh my God, my life's over. I can't believe I started AR5 over Fields. And AR5 started off really bad. His first 2 quarters were very bland. And everybody was going nuts everywhere. Like, I can't believe I did this. My season's over. Everybody's overreacting Oscar. And what does AR5 do? He scores just about exact amount of points as Fields did last week, maybe by like 3 or 4 depending on your scoring. And so they were pretty much dead even. So don't feel too crazy about this benching of Fields for AR5. AR5 could absolutely score 4 touchdowns on Sunday as well. And what if he outscores them? Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, you should definitely sell one of them. You want to shop Fields right now, probably, Ryan, because that's the hot hand. But after week 5 is complete and we go out there and we see AR5 blow up, you'll have some good trade value on your hands. But you do need to sell one. Sent my Connor and Chase for his Evans and Bijan. I'd rather have Evans and Bijan, even with Evans being banged up. Once Evans is back off the bye, he should be pretty good, I think, and that's a better side. Professor Stroke, Purdy, Pollard for Mahomes and Pierce. Give me Mahomes and Pierce if you have running back depth. If you don't, I'd probably rather hold the Pollard side. But Mahomes, I believe, will absolutely excel and ball out. Pollard's got higher draft value. I do believe in Pierce to a degree, but I think you only do that if you have a plethora of running back depth. TP, by the way, Moore trade accepted only before the game. Didn't go through, so I got the points. Absolutely. I already feel like the muscle's coming in stronger. I feel like you guys are really doing your jobs. My trainers, I have 706 trainers in here. Every time a $20 hauler drops, I do the $20 celebration, of course, but then I rip off 10 reps of the curls, and I already feel like maybe it's coming through. TP, this is the best news I've heard all night. I can't tell you how excited. You get a moonshot for your. You get to keep the DJ Moore points, and you get to get Eckler. Absolute masterful job. The veto police should be on their way because you got these points and you worked that guy over like he was your student. Opponent has a PhD. His is a doctor and did not play Fields. Well, according to my calculations, the gigawatt needs to be a scientist like me. You know, if he was a scientist, he would have known the flux capacitor was on the off-kilter decoy sector of the gigawatt formation, and with the offload divide of component structures module friction to the degree of the separation anxiety module calculation, you would have known that Fields was set to go off and DJ Moore was going to get 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. Absolute glory. Who needs MDs, PhDs when you know science, bro? When you've got a psych degree and you're almost you're the best deep fake scientist on the internet, especially fantasy scientist. Okay, Kilpatrick, appreciate you coming in strong. What do we got here? Let me see if I can pull. I got to pull up the live stream so I can chat along with you guys on YouTube right here, because my process, I filtered down by super chats right now, and I got to see this. This clown gonna take credit for Fields and more. Hey, I'll tell you what, David. We'll go ahead. I'm sure David's talking about me. This clown gonna take credit for Fields and more now. I guess I shouldn't, right? I mean, I guess I had nothing to do with that, right, David? But don't worry about it, David. We'll let you go somewhere else. See you later, David. David, appreciate you. David to the moon.
To the moon.
David to the moon. See you, David. David, appreciate you. Field shot for David. Let's go.
To the moon.
Moon field shot for David. Everybody throw up a moon emoji for David as he's on his way out the door. Bye, David. Appreciate you. Marker board budget. Kilpatrick with a $10 marker board budget.
To the moon.
Appreciate Kilpatrick coming in hot. We got Gabe from Houston calling in. Gabe, I'm so excited right now. I'm not even going to set the timer, but I don't need to do a full team eval right now. I've got a lot of things on my plate here. So hit me with the full a non-full team breakdown. Go. You're live, Gabe. Now's your time to shine.
So real quick, hey, Bear Down Baby, I'm a Bears fan, so we had to stick with the 0-4, and we came out with a win over the Commanders, so it feels great to see
Congrats.
it happen.
Feels great, baby.
But real quick, I have a trade. I just need to see what you would do it. I have A.J. Brown, and I was offered C.D. Lamb and Breece Hall. Do I take it?
C.D. Lamb. Okay, so yeah. So let's look at this from a draft perspective. Where are you drafting C.D. Lamb? If you had to guess right now in a go forward draft.
Second round.
Okay, like mid second, like top to mid second. So not much further from where he was. Like maybe instead of 12 or 13, you're drafting C.D. Lamb at like 14, 15, whatever. Where are you drafting? Who's the other receiver?
No, so I have A.J. Brown, but he's trading me C.D. and Breece.
Right. So where are you drafting A.J. Brown? Like probably where C.D. was, like 11, 12, 13. He's not going 8 or 7, but he's going higher, right? Okay, so the question is, is that drop-off significant enough? Could Lamb ball with A.J. Brown go forward? You don't worry about the pass. Go forward. The answer to me is Lamb could be as good, exactly as good as A.J. Brown. Would I rather have A.J. Brown? Absolutely, because he's balling out, and CeeDee Lamb isn't. I'm also loving the Philly offense, even though they're struggling right now. They're on the struggle bus a little bit, and they're still winning, and they're still doing great things. The field position is going to always be good. A.J. Brown's absolutely exploding. I lean A.J. Brown 1,000% because of the offense. But if you need an RB, and because Lamb could score the exact same amount of points within 10 to 15 on either side, beating out A.J. Brown or not, then I say to myself, do I believe in Breece Hall? And Breece Hall should get unleashed, and I have a really good feeling we see the Breece Hall we've all been waiting for. And so it's a good move if you need an RB. If you don't need an RB and then you just got a flex dilemma with Breece Hall, why do it?
Yeah. Because I got Montgomery and James Cook. So two solid ones. I had to give it away to Bijan because I lost Nick Chubb and I needed receivers.
Yeah, well, you're
I got that straightened out.
You're thin at running back. That's thin at running back. What would your receivers look like after that? You'd have Lamb and who?
I'd have Lamb, Amari Cooper, Christian Watson, Christian Kirk, and Terry McLaurin.
Yeah, you know what I would do if I was you? I would try and trade Amari Cooper for St. Brown injured right now. St. Brown's not that injured. He's got an abdominal thing. And there's reports that he's not at risk of missing the game. So I would look to do two moves like that. You get Breece and Lamb. You get, St. Brown for Amari Cooper, who's playing very well. And I admit I was wrong on how he would start the year. So go look at a couple trades like that, Gabe. And I think your team is going to be back in it. And Breece could be your time to shine.
For sure. I just wanted to make sure we get your blessing for it. I appreciate it, Smitty.
Yeah, I mean, it could go either way. But I do like it. Breece Hall's worth it, bro. All right, later, Gabe.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. Call back in if you have another question. The phone lines will be open later, bro. Okay, we got a $20 super chat from Terry Roberts, who wants me to get a pump in. We got Vampy, who wants me to get a little pump in. We got Vamp. Okay, Vampy, appreciate your $20 hauler. Let's put that right here. Every $20 hauler, your boy's doing a set. That means I got to do 20 right here. But let's do one set at a time. Terry Roberts, it's time to flex, my boy. Says Terry Roberts. Terry, let's go.
Alert. Super chat alert. Alert. Super chat alert.
Terry Roberts, appreciate you. We call him Trainer Terry around these parts. Trainer Terry, appreciate you. Kilpatrick for the marker board fund. My boy Kilpatrick. Vampy, Kilpatrick, a couple others are supply guys. They're like the guys in prison where you need something, they know how to get a thing or two. Kilpatrick's that guy at Shawshank where you need markers. He knows how to get them. He sends you a $9.99 hauler, and he can get it done. Vampy with a $20 hauler. Moonmen taking over. Another rep of 10.
Alert. Super chat alert. Alert. Super chat alert.
This is the only channel where you guys get to grow your own creators. I think this is the only channel alive where a group of people can literally make their content creator as big as they want. If they want like a muscle man sitting here, it's on you guys. Thank you, Vampy, for the $20 hauler. Okay. Kilpatrick with the marker board fund. Your boy's a little out of breath for a second. Double R coming in. Mine Barkley, Garrett Wilson for Eckler. Easy. That's probably the easiest question I've been asked all night. And then right here, Puka for Eckler in 2 leagues. Okay, wait, hold on. My Barkley for Garrett Wilson and Garrett Wilson and Eckler have K9. Been hitting all week. Traded Javonte for AR. Smash. Then Kamara, Dell for K9 and CJ and Puka. Puka for Eckler. Absolute smashes. Bro, I love it. You did good. Double R. Thank you so much for the super chats. Cole. Again, sorry I'm out of breath. You guys can't kill me. You can only make me stronger. Literally. There might be a point where I can't get up to 10 reps. I don't know. We'll have to see. Okay, so started Fields, Moore, and Komet up 108.5 to 0. Can we get a moonshot from Fields believers?
To the moon.
Leave it on the fields.
Just in time.
Fields of dreams.
Feels like making love.
Outstanding in his fields.
Feels so good.
Fields General. My field's good. Uneven playing fields.
Battlefields tested.
Fields. He's for reals.
Fields to the moon. Appreciate you, starter Fields and DJ Moore, and you're up 108 to 0. That's unbelievable, Cole. Moonshot to you. Great work, my guy. Absolute fantastic DMing right there. This is Raul. Raul says, started Stroud over Fields. Stroud still performs. Yeah, but I mean, he's the safe play. He's the safe play. Like, you either had to decide, do I want somebody that's going to score me like 15 to 18 to 22 points, which is what Stroud was. And this is when people ask this question. It's like, that's the max ceiling you're probably going to get out of him. It's like 25, 22, most likely. I mean, he's got the ability to go for a 3 or 4 touchdown game for sure. And who knows, let it play out. Don't beat yourself up too much over it, Roll. But Fields was the 11-point or 9-point game or 50. And you got the 50, What did Fields score in every one of your leagues? Drop your exact score for Fields in your specific league. Heating up, got offered Achane, D-Hop for Higgins and Swift. I would take the Achane side, but that's me. Everybody needs to trust their own gut. I think Achane is a top 12 overall player right now. Logan Thomas, decent tight end to pick up. Absolutely was getting some work. I think he's a fantastic go-get if you're in some trouble. Please drop your Fields scoring in your league. Trade Pollard for Achane and Nico and Godwin. Probably not enough. Not that I don't like where you're headed, but I think someone better than Godwin and Nico needs to be involved. I like Nico, but my team is love Pollard 0-4. I think you're on the right track. 40.9, 32.98, 43 in my league, 61.9 in my league, 32, 32, 32, 33, 37, 34, 32. 32 seems to be standard scoring, but a lot of you have like 6 points per TD pass. Some of you have rushing attempts, etc., etc. Absolute glory. Draft, okay. Roshan season might be in full effect. DJ got 50. DJ got 54, 62, something wicked scoring, 35.880, 33. Absolute glory for every single one of you. I'm so proud of all my Fields owners holding true. Traded Pollard. Oh, I got that one. Thank you so much. Get more, bro. You're on the right track, but get a little bit more. Gibbs for Stroud. I've got Fields and Kyler in my IR. Why would you mean get Gibbs for Stroud? Yes. If you've got Fields, you might as well take that gamble, I think, bro. I like that. Glump, Olave for Christian Watson and Achane. I would take Watson and Achane, and I would freaking run, bro. That's a phenomenal trade. Nice job. Finish, $9.99 Holler, $10 Moonshot. Appreciate you, Finish, for coming in strong tonight. Just traded Jacobs, Puka, and Dell for Taylor, and now trading my bench QB Tua for Swift. I have Hurts. That's a phenomenal set of moves, bro. Hopefully Taylor does play this week. There's no guarantee that he plays, and everybody needs to know that. And even if he sat, he's still a phenomenal go-get. It doesn't change really anything. It only makes it more amplified if he does play this week. Trade away Thielen and Tank for DK. I'd probably rather have DK. It's just a smarter move, or I'd definitely take care of that move. Or change Dell out for Dobbs. Let's see what the other one was. Dell out for Dobbs. Trade away Thielen and Tank Dell. I would definitely keep Tank Dell and trade Dobbs. That's no doubt about it. Good move. I'd do either one, though. Wicks, appreciate you. What's your outlook on Love this week against the Raiders? I think a 2 to 3 touchdown game's in order. He's averaging over 40 total touchdowns per on the season. That's what his pace is at. So I think 2 to 3 TD game is definitely in order. $5 Holler from Swavey. 10-man, 1 and 3. Hurts, Love, running backs, Kamara, Pollard, Achane, Brees, Ford, Warren, Jamar Chase, AJB, Ridley, Dell. Very good squad. Wide receivers are through the roof. Running backs are amazing. Quarterback is unbelievable. Trade ideas, Tyreek and for Bijan or Diggs. I don't think so. I think I stay where I'm at with this team. Let's see here. Tyreek, Bijan, Diggs, or Diggs. What is this? Okay, trade ideas for Tyreek, Bijan, or Diggs. Yeah, Jamar Chase, and maybe you trade away. I don't think you could trade Chase and Dell for Diggs, but past that, I'm not trading AJB. I'm not trading Ridley. I'd trade Ford and Chase for Diggs. I don't think you get Tyreek, but you could try. And quite honestly, your running backs are solid. I mean, Bijan and Pollard, I would swap those two. Kamara and Pollard, I'd give up Ford or Dell. So any one of those, I would definitely, do to get those guys. But if that doesn't work, I'm not really going out of my way. Your team's very good. A lot of people would kill to have that team, bro. Your team's absolutely phenomenal. Moonshot, $10 from Bleezo. Bleezo, appreciate you. My man, what moves to make QB Howell, running back Skywalker, Brees, Gibbs, Roshan, Javonte, Spears, wide receivers Garrett Wilson, DJ Moore, Watson, Dell. Should I drop Javonte for T-Law? I probably would. I would take T-Law because you got, a shaky quarterback situation, and I start T-Law this week over. I hope he didn't start Howell. He wasn't a really good play anyway, so T-Law is such a better play. Hopefully you didn't do that. If you did, then you at least got T-Law for next week. As far as trades, I would trade Skywalker for Eckler if you could do that. If you have to give up a little more, DJ Moore to the moon, absolutely glory for you. Watson's a great play. Garrett Wilson, good wide receiver. Those 3 wide receivers are really solid. Would I try and maybe move? You probably have to sit tight on this one. Unless you're trading Skywalker for like 2 players, like you're getting an Achane and a Devontae Smith from somebody that just doesn't know the value of what they have. Like that kind of thing. Go to the Achane owner, see if you could trade Skywalker for Achane and one of Ridley, St. Brown, Olave, Cooper Kupp, Devontae Smith, Lamb, Waddle, maybe Debo Debo and Achane for Skywalker. I do that. Waddle and Achane for Skywalker. Achane's kind of the key, I think, of that if you can get that extra really good receiver. You're 4-0, Superflex. I can already tell you you're doing good things. Don't overreact to anything. Fields to the moon, 43 points. Thanks, Smitty, for making me not waver on Fields going 5-0. Andre's got Fields, who struggled in weeks 1, 2, and 3, and Andre's going 5-0. Feels good, baby. And Andre, appreciate you, man. It's a good day today. Today's such a good day. Start Laporta or Andrews this week. You probably got to go Andrews, but I mean, you got good trade opportunity. I would trade one of those guys. Started Fields and Moore in one of my leagues, 82 points.
To the moon.
Unbelievable, bro. You guys are rocking it tonight in your leagues. Unbelievable. So excited for every one of you. Ivan, 10-man full PPR. I have QBs, Fields, Love, JJ, Amon-Ra, Debo, Waddle, Flowers, Bijan, Hall, Gibbs, Khalil, tight end, Ferguson. I'm thin at running back. Well, I mean, JJ, Amon-Ra, Debo, and Waddle, if you could start all four, just keep them and go thin at RB. You know, make sure Roshan's not out there. You need to have Roshan. That's a must for a Khalil Herbert owner, bro. Take a little mini lap if you left Roshan on waivers, and you're going to have to race to the waiver wire. Roshan could be one of the very top ads this week from anybody that cut him and didn't listen to your boy. He could also be in the concussion protocol and not play, but there's a chance he plays. And Khalil Herbert could end up coming back, but it looked bad. He came back and played and made the ankle, I think, a lot worse. But your running backs aren't that thin. Hall and Bijan. Hall is going to get on his horse. Gibbs is a fantastic third running back, to be honest. I don't think you got to move any players at all. Unless you can't play all four wide receivers, then you're trading Waddle or Debo with Gibbs, or Waddle and Debo with Hall to get like a Pollard, an Eckler, a JT type of move. Past that, you aren't doing a thing. You're standing down. Sometimes standing down is the best thing to do.
Alert. Stand down order in effect.
Stand down, pal. Stand down. Mitchell got offered Lamar for Madison and Gabe Davis. Well, you take that. Loaded at wide receiver, but my running back room would be thin. Your running back room's not thin because of Madison. Like, your running back room doesn't get any better or thicker by throwing Madison in it. It is the exact same thickness. You're not thinner. It's the same thinness, bro. Madison doesn't do anything. You take Lamar, and if you've got another quarterback now, I don't know who you had at quarterback, but you can now flip Lamar for an RB that's way better than Madison. This guy got blasted. You blasted him to little itty-bitty pieces, Mitchell. Nice job on your trade, you lambaster. You completely lambasted him. Take a victory lap on Fields and Moore. Let's go.
To the moon.
Let's do it. Appreciate you, Casillo. You're the man, the myth, the legend. Let's see. This is Meg says, my updated roster in a 12-man church league since last night. How I got Lamar, Fields. Hopefully you started Fields. If you didn't, Lamar's still a good play. QBs. Okay, running backs, Bijan, Taylor, B-Hall, Achane, unbelievable. I don't even know if you can't start all four. You got to maybe try and make a trade. Lamb, Ayuk, Judy. So wide receivers, Andrews is great. You got to try and trade one of like B-Hall or Achane. Keep Achane and Bijan, and then probably Taylor if you could start three. And or B-Hall or Taylor, you decide which one to trade. You might have to wait for them to gain a little value. Although Taylor's got a lot of value right now. You could probably go get any wide receiver not named JJ, Tyreek Hill, using Taylor. You might even get Gibbs if you were to throw in something like a Judy or McLaurin or something like that. So I think if you can start all your RBs, then I just hold it and be light at the wide receiver position. But if you can only start three wide receivers or three running backs, it's smart to trade one. Full PPR, Connor or Debo. What side are you on? Probably Debo long term, but this week it could be Connor, just so you know, in case you make the trade or don't or whatever. Should I trade Miles Sanders, Mike Thomas, and Jalen Warren for James Cook? I would, because you can flip James Cook for a lot more. It's not that I love James Cook, but I definitely would take him to trade him. And I think you got the better trade piece. $5 hauler from Jack. Appreciate you. Should I pick up T-Law, have Fields and Love already? Would have to drop either McKinnon, Bigsby, or McLaughlin. I think I'd be tempted only because maybe you're trading one of them. And I don't know that McLaughlin, he may not even like start. He probably will, or at least share the workload, but it could be a very disappointing McLaughlin outing or a very good one. I probably think that maybe you trade Love or T. Law this week after one of them does well. Well, at least I kept DJ Moore in my dynasty, but I traded Fields in a second and a third for Dak and Hawkinson 2 weeks ago. I mean, at the time, maybe it didn't look horrible or whatever, but I mean, people did overreact and just didn't give Fields a chance whatsoever. And it kind of sucks to watch people bail on somebody after 4 weeks. You know, got a trade offer on the table. I get Eckler. I give Bijan. I probably look. They're even. G Money. I hate to say this about my boy Bijan, who I thought would be a top 5 overall player at this point. He still could be. He still probably will. But I'd say they're pretty even. I probably lean Bijan. But I think Eckler, after the bye week, I would lean that direction because he'll be bye week free. And whereas Bijan's going to have the bye week coming up. So, like, it depends on if this gets done now or after. If you could wait until after and execute it after you get Bijan to get that start, then it would be a little advantageous for you. Let's open the phone lines. Appreciate you all. Dial in. The highest super chatter of the month was Texas Red.
Into the show.
That is now gone. And now for the month of August, or for September, we don't have the highest super chatter of the month, so we will put that on here once that has been concluded. Let's see here if I can put a thing on here. September. So dial into the show if you want to have a conversation. Let me see if I can add this September. So month of September. We will fill this in as soon as we have a high super chatter of the month. Dial into the show if you want to have a little conversation. The Redwood dialing in. The Redwood, appreciate you. What can I do for you, pal? Redwood. Hello, Redwood. The Wood.
Oh, man, I didn't hear you at first.
What's up, The Wood?
What's going on, Spitty? Hey, how you doing, man?
I'm good, bro. How are you doing?
Bittersweet, man.
What'd you do?
I mean, I'm a Commanders fan, man, so you know that loss hurt, but I
okay.
did play more, and I got those 45 points in my league. So
To the moon.
Yeah, bittersweet. I get you. I thought maybe you dropped somebody, or you benched DJ Moore or something.
No. It looks like I should go 5-0.
Yeah. So what's up? What else you got?
No, I just wanted to say because you had said something about Howell earlier being not a great move, but I think he's going to be good. He had like almost 400 yards in pretty much like half of the game.
Yeah.
It's just the coaching, man. I think there might be some firings this week. There has to be.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, you could say the same thing about the Bears if they lost this game. You would have said, like, okay, somebody's getting fired. But instead, you've got everybody praising Eberflus and everybody praising the Bears organization. So it's fickle. It's funny how quickly, just like everybody can flip-flop on a player like Fields so quickly or DJ Moore so quickly, I think people flip-flop on organizations too quickly as well. But I will say, if the Bears did not play aggressive football and let Fields ball in the second half, they started to regress a little bit, but then they started to pick it up again. I would have had a little bit of a problem coming into the live stream. I'm just admitting it, that if they had not, figured out a way to let Fields cook, but they let him cook. And probably the most impressive thing about Fields' game tonight was that he's still not running the ball like a monster. And the fact that he still only had 57 rushing yards and really hasn't ran the ball a lot at all. Imagine what happens when he has a 3 TD game passing and he runs for 100 yards and a touch. Or imagine, a day where he doesn't have the best passing game, but he has 150 and a score on the ground. He's going to make up for it. He's just almost like matchup proof if they start to use him properly in designed runs. Not overdo it, but get him running a little bit more.
Yeah, definitely. So I have another question. So Fields is on the waivers. Obviously, I'm going to put a claim for him. I got my quarterbacks right now are Stroud and Richardson. Do I drop one of them, or do I drop like Miles Sanders? That's the only other person I really kind of drop.
Stroud or Richardson for what? For who?
For Fields.
Fields is on your waivers.
Yeah, he's in. Yeah, I I can put him in playing form.
I mean, you can't drop Richardson. He's a top 5 quarterback, bro.
Yeah, I really don't want to drop Stroud either.
You drop, but you drop.
What do you think about Sanders?
But I'm just saying, you drop Richardson or even consider dropping Richardson. That's like leaving Fields on waivers. Like that, those are equally horrible. I'm not saying drop Stroud. I'm saying drop your kicker and pick up one of them, and then buy time and make a trade and trade Stroud. Stroud's pretty tradable.
Yeah. Especially if he goes up again this week, then.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think about Sanders, though? Is he droppable, or are you still holding on hope with
Miles Sanders, you can't drop him either. You got to trade him. He's tradable, bro. He's very tradable.
Yeah. I mean, my team's solid. My RBs, Swift, ETN, HN. Miles is the fourth, and then my receivers, I got JJ, Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, Terry McLaurin. Like, my team's solid.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out maybe if I should upgrade QB. That's the only kind of weak spot I think I have.
Well, you pick up Fields, and you don't have to upgrade QB, bro. You got AR5, you said, right? You don't have to upgrade. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Yeah, I know, but just, I don't know.
No, AR5 is one of the most exciting quarterbacks in fantasy football to own. You don't need to upgrade a quarterback. You got Fields on waivers, and you got a top 5 quarterback, my guy.
Okay, so you're thinking I should drop Stroud then? Or no, drop the kicker, you said.
Yeah, and then try and trade Stroud. But, like, you don't need to upgrade a quarterback. Like, what are you talking about? All right, hey, appreciate you. I'll see you in a bit. Redwood, call back if you got another question. I'll be here. The phone lines will be open. But do not cut AR5. Pick up Fields. Trade Stroud. All right, bro, appreciate you. Okay, let's go over to Draven. Draven, I'm going back to 30 seconds because the phone lines are loaded. 30 seconds, Draven. Hit me with what you got. Go.
Hey, Smitty, I just wanted to let you know, I told you I was going to call you back next week and tell you if I won, but I dropped Michael Thomas and I put DJ Moore in just for the heck of it.
For the heck of it.
He absolutely went off.
Like, bro talks about him like he's garbage. I started him for the heck of it. I said, why not? He was still at least a wide receiver 2-3 walking into the night to most people. I mean, look, he had a great game last week. What do you, for the heck of it? 2 weeks in a row.
Well, okay. Anyways, my 2 question is,
what's going on tonight?
Can I put JT in this week? And what about Waddle? Is he going to come back and be a top wide receiver?
Waddle should be fine, but JT, we have no idea. We're on wait and see mode. I don't know. No one knows. Hopefully, he is the guy, but we got to wait and see. We have no.
But you won't put him in.
We don't know. He could be out for the game. We have no idea. Or they could say, "Hey, he's going to play, but we're going to ease him back in. He's going to get like limited touches." So we just got to wait until we have that information. I can't. You're asking me to predict the future, and I don't. Yeah, you got DJ Moore. Somehow you threw him in, and you did good. So good job, Draven. Appreciate you.
Let's go.
Call in if you got another one. Let's go, Gustavo. 30 seconds.
Hey, Smitty. I'm 4-0. I'm dealing with some bye week bullshit this week. I'm going up against JJ and AJ Brown. Should I be sitting bricks?
I don't know. What do you got?
I got Monty. I got H-Chain. I got Tyreek and Kamara.
Why would you be crapping bricks or pavers at this point? You got a really good squad still.
All right.
I mean, Tyreek Hill, Achane. You could have between Tyreek Hill and Achane, you could have 80 points.
For sure. All right, I just been worried, man.
Yeah, take it easy, bro.
Right, you just put that to rest.
Yeah, I mean, you got a good squad. I mean, would I rather you not be in bye week, territory with that? Like, who do you have on the? You have Walker on the bench. Like, who do you have on the bench?
I have a DK, I have Justin Herbert, and Keenan Allen.
I mean, yeah, that's a good amount of talent, but you still got a whole bunch of ballers, bro. You're good. Just make the right calls, safe calls. Call in if you got another question. Appreciate you.
Thanks.
What's up, Travis? You're live. Man,
2 things. We don't have to do it right now, but I wasn't sure if at some point you could do a whiteboard with me just to go over my team. I don't have to do it right now.
Yeah, no, go ahead. What do you got?
Hold on, let me pull it up. I got at quarterback. I have Love and T-Law.
Is it one QB?
Yeah, one QB, half
Okay.
QPR.
Probably Love right now, but honestly, I do think that T-Law could bounce back. So, okay, go ahead. Next one.
At running back, I got ETN, HN, Walker, Charbonnet.
Hold on 1 second. ETN. Hold on. ETN, HN.
Yeah,
Walker.
Charbonnet.
Okay.
Javante and Jaleel.
All right.
McLaughlin and Ford.
Okay.
And then my wide receivers are Dotson. I had him play tonight. Amon-Ra St. Brown. DK Metcalf.
Okay.
Pickens. And I had dropped JSN for Michael Wilson, but do you think I should grab JSN back instead of Wilson?
I probably would say it's even. I mean, right now, I think right now you probably would rather Michael Wilson right now, but JSN eventually.
Yeah. Okay. And then just to round it out, my tight ends are Laporta and Kincaid, and just a few guys like I've been looking at the trade was like or looking at to acquire. I've been Anthony Richardson. If you think I should try to upgrade to him, and then just do you think I need to go after a different wide receiver, or what would you recommend?
For as far as trades for this team, I'd probably say if you can't get rid of like ETN straight up for a Devontae Smith, CeeDee Lamb, Ridley, St. Brown, Olave, Cooper Kupp, it's tough to really imagine much of a move to make, I guess. I like DK and Amon-Ra. I'd love to see you get like another wide receiver. I think it's kind of risky to go Achane and Walker, but I don't know how hard it would be to get Mostert on the cheap. Maybe you got something that the other owner has that you could swap. But like if you had Mostert and Achane and you had Walker and Sharps, you could feel kind of confident in that. But I do feel like I maybe use ETN to get that wide receiver. I also worry a little bit about ETN. Do you have Bigsby?
No, I'm trying to get him. That was actually my next question. I have a trade out there. And I don't know if it's going to go through, but I'd get Kelsey and Bigsby for Metcalf, Javante, and Jaleel.
Kelsey and Bigsby for Metcalf, Javante, and Jaleel. Of course, I would do that.
Yeah. Okay.
For Metcalf, you get Kelsey. Is that an actual trade offer, or is that just an idea?
It's out there. I don't know if he's going to do it or not. So
okay,
we'll see.
Yeah,
I might have to put something else in. What would you be willing to put in to get Kelsey if he won't do something like that?
So DK, I mean, you throwing in somebody like, Amon-Ra or Achane or Walker or ETN doesn't changes the whole dynamic of the deal. What you told me was right, drop my, like, would I do Amon-Ra for DK and Bigsby? Maybe, but it's not, it's not easy. It's
right.
It's not
all
easy
right,
to do.
I'll try for that.
All right.
And then for A-Rich, would you, I mean, is there anyone specific you'd trade, or just try different combos and see what I can come up with?
I don't know how easy it's going to be to get Anthony Richardson, but I would say, like, if either one of your quarterbacks, and the problem is you need to give up like DK. You can't give up a JSN or a Dotson or a Pickens and
no, yeah.
I don't know. I'd have to look at both rosters and try and evaluate something that could be like, okay, you give up Love or T-Law or both of them, or depending on what they have at quarterback, and you trade ETN out.
The kid with A-Rich has Fields.
Yeah.
So
maybe you give him ETN for AR and a running back that you actually really like, or a wide receiver. Probably better off to go on wide receiver because so many running back rooms are depleted. Maybe he's got a Devontae Smith.
Watson?
Watson and AR for ETN. Yeah, I could do that. It's a little risky, but it's got some upside.
All right, I'll go and try some of those. I appreciate it.
All right, appreciate you, Travis. Thanks, pal. Appreciate you. All right, hold on, Mike. Hold on, Mike from Houston. Mute yourself if you don't mind. I got to do a set here. We got DW dropping a 20 watt on screen, and he wants me to pump out a set of 10 right now. Any $20 haulers, I'm dropping the $20 hauler special on top of a set of 10.
Alert. Super chat alert. Alert. Super chat alert.
DW to the moon. Fade away. Jump shot. DW says time for a set. Thanks for making your boy Smitty ripped. Maybe we'll eventually move to the 35-pound weights. Should I do Andrews, Deontay, and Brian Robinson for JT and Pitts? Only if you like winning. Although, like, Andrews is good. I mean, Andrews is good. The positional advantage is nice, but I think JT could be a huge league winner. But at the same time, I don't know. Let's see what the chat thinks on this one. Without knowing too much about the team, this in general, would you guys rather have the Brian Robinson Andrews side, so basically Andrews, for JT or JT Pitts? Not extremely excited about Pitts, I'm not going to lie. I think I'd be hitting the waiver wire before I'd be starting Pitts at this point, but maybe I'll hold him. But I just think JT probably gets drafted higher. So that's kind of where I'm at. Why do we have 647 in here and only 202 likes, says Terry Roberts. Terry Roberts isn't happy. Garrett says started B-Rob, so start Aaron Jones or Brees. You should have started Aaron Jones and Brees, bro. B-Rob wasn't the start tonight. Not on a Thursday night. Not with Brees Hall getting extra work. No limitations. The training wheel's coming off. Like Forrest Gump, he's going to break off all the braces, bro, and run like Forrest down the field. How you sitting Brees Hall or Aaron Jones? I guess you go Aaron Jones, but my guy, that's going to be painful. Brian Robinson was paper tiger material, and I don't think you can trade him for anything at this point, but I still try if I can, but I don't hold him. I try and trade him. Week 5 play T-Law, Purdy, or Dobbs on the wire. I'd probably pick up Purdy's safest. T-Law's got higher risk, higher reward. But who do you play? I probably play T-Law personally. But I know not everybody agrees with me on the T-Law front. Andrew, you got 30 seconds, pal. Appreciate you. Andrew, you got 24 seconds.
Oh, crap.
You got 19 seconds.
I need two wide receivers, 2 running backs, and a flex. I have Garrett Wilson, Ridley, Bijan A-Chain, DeAndre Swift, Brees Hall, and Christian Watson.
I mean, it's hard to remember all those, but Bijan and A-Chan, I think you said, and Swift, those guys got to start.
Yes, correct.
And who's your other running back besides those guys?
Brees Hall.
You probably, I mean, it's between Brees and Swift, but you probably go Swift until you see it with Brees. But we're very excited about him, and I could even waver on that and change my mind. I'm very, very indifferent on the Brees Swift. Let's come back to that later in the week. And your wide receivers were who? Watson and who?
Gary Wilson, Calvin Ridley, and Christian Watson.
Ridley and Watson are your top 2 wide receivers. So my flex is the RB. If I'm choosing 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and a flex, I'm going to choose Brees Hall or Swift, and Watson and Ridley are my wide receivers. But I mean, you got that could go in 100 different ways. But that's how I do it.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
All right. Hey, appreciate you, Andrew, later. Matt from Houston, you're live. You got 30 seconds, pal. Hello? Mike? Mike from Houston. Did I say Matt? I said Matt. Let me restart your clock. Mike from Houston.
Okay. Hey, Smitty, I got a quick question. So I'm 2-2. I was wondering if you think I should make any like adjustments to my running back too. I have Mahomes, Tony Pollard, Brees Hall, Tyreek, AJ Brown, Ferguson at tight end, Devontae Smith. My bench I have Gibbs, Tank Dell, Cole Kmet, and that's pretty much all the good players.
Who's your running back too? Who are your running backs?
So my running backs are Tony Pollard, Brees Hall, and Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah, I mean,
I have Khalil Herbert and Jaleel McLaughlin.
make sure you get Roshan off waivers, man. You got to have Roshan and Khalil together. That's a huge mistake. Like McLaughlin, I don't believe. I could be wrong, but I don't think he's better than Roshan. And so, we'll see if you can pick him up after the injury to Khalil. He might be the top waiver wire pickup. And Roshan, if he gets to start, if everything plays out well for him, he clears concussion protocol, and he doesn't miss, and Khalil Herbert misses a game or two, Roshan could be absolutely a baller. I don't know why you'd be worried about Brees. All the news is great about Brees as of late, so I would probably just let that ride. I don't think you got to make a move. Your team's very balanced. It's very good. I think any hole you try and
my bad, you got it.
Any hole you try and plug, you're just going to create another hole somewhere else.
Right. What's your thoughts on Jahmyr Gibbs rest of the season?
I think it's wait and see, but the moment he gets a shot, he will deliver. I think just like everybody else that's kind of been on the struggle bus early that's coming around now, it's sometimes the way it is with bold predictions. It's not like the whole channel is about the 15 bold predictions. I kind of get tired sometimes when people tie everything, the success of everything. Oh, the channel is doing really bad this year. Like now a lot of things are coming back around full circle, but it's like that's not all we talk about. Just because 15 bold predictions, half of them are a wait and see, or they take a little longer to develop. That's because they're bold predictions. That's not everything the show's about, and so guys like Brees, guys like Gibbs, sometimes they don't fire off like we want. And that's why you got to be careful not to draft all moon men. A team full of all moon men is not a wise move. Those are all bold predictions that are value grabs in a way. So Gibbs, people can crap on Gibbs all they want. Everybody will be right back around here cheering him on like as if they never left the moment he gets a shot. I don't know if he will. I think he will. But I think they run Monty into the ground. But we'll have to see. But eventually they start giving him work. And honestly, Achan's gotten the same volume roughly as Gibbs, and Achan is a top 5 running back. So Gibbs could just get more efficient too. We just got to wait and see. But let's wait and see. Come mid-season, I think that's when DW dropping a 20 gifted membership. Let's go. DW's a monster. So trust in Gibbs, bro. But Brees Hall's on his way up. Like you're worried about something that, like, what if you went out and got, let's say you got rid of one of your receivers and you got 2 players, a receiver to replace the receiver you traded, like a little downgrade, and then you got an RB. Now what do? You're going to contemplate Brees Hall and this RB you got, and then Brees Hall goes off, and then what?
Right, you're right. Yeah, I'll just bring another hole.
Yeah, just kind of wait it out a little bit. All right, appreciate you, Mike. This one's from Donnie Bravo. Donnie Bravo, you got 30 seconds, pal.
Hey, Smitty. Thank you for taking my call.
No problem.
I unfortunately benched Fields because I wanted to start Love. So I was going to ask, should I start Love or Stroud? Because I have both of them.
Love or Stroud, chat.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm thinking. Love or Stroud, chat. Love or Stroud. Vote for Donnie Bravo. Donnie, I'm sorry. I know it's probably a bummer night for you. I could feel the energy.
I'm starting him next week. I'm not doubting him anymore.
Yeah.
And just a real quick question. I was offered C.J. Stroud. Evan Ingram, and I would sell C.J. Stroud and Jahan Dotson.
Evan Ingram.
My current tight end is Hunter Henry. Would you do it or no?
Say it again. Evan Ingram and who?
It's just Evan Ingram, and I would have to give up C.J. Stroud and Jahan Dotson.
Yeah, I'd probably take Evan Ingram for that if you need a tight end. I'd almost retire on the answer of this question. Like, that's how confident I am. I won't, but I'd almost. I almost guarantee you sat Fields the week prior too, as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd almost bet my whole career on that. And the reason I know that is because if you played him, you wouldn't doubt him. You only benched him this week because you wanted to be right last week. And if he busted, then you weren't as wrong. You were like, okay, I was logical. It made sense. It's the only reason. Because anybody that had it.
It was against Denver.
I know, but still, if you would have started him,
I know.
you would have been behind him. The reason you wanted him to fail, like, just admit it, down deep, psychologically, you were rooting against him tonight, weren't you? It's okay to admit it.
I literally have a text of him, like me saying, "Oh, Fields is gonna do bad." It was against Denver.
Yeah, but that's just the nature of the human condition, bro. Your natural response is to try and defend your other actions. Otherwise, you're admitting you were wrong. The fact that you didn't play Fields 2 weeks ago, not this week, but last week, it was a mistake. Mm-hmm. And if you end up being right and he fails this week, it makes you feel a whole lot better about your mistake last week, and that it doesn't feel like a mistake. It's like you got to make sure you're making each decision in the moment. What does the player look like? But start Fields, go forward. You have to, and his schedule is really good.
Sure.
The comment you said was against Denver. Guess what? His schedule is really good the whole year. Yeah. So he's got the ability
coming up.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, you got it. Hopefully, what's your record? It might not make a big deal. It might make a difference, and let me make you feel better in a second. But what's your record?
Right now, I'm 2-2.
Okay, so let me just tell you this. Can I tell you how many times people have tanked in a playoff match or in a pre-playoff matchup to get a certain seed? And then they end up losing that game to a team that shouldn't have ever beat them. And then that team ends up not doing anything, but they just had the wrong matchup at the wrong time. The karma fairy got them big time. Maybe, bro, you need to get a certain playoff spot so you avoid some sort of catastrophe that you would have faced if you just won out and was the top team. Like, just relax, make the playoffs, and don't think a moment about it. Doesn't matter. As long as you make the playoffs, all you got to do is beat one team at a time, and the stars might align for you in a way they wouldn't have if you started Fields this week, okay? So look at it from that perspective. Move on. Don't even think another thought about it.
You're right, Smitty. Great advice. Thank you so much for taking my call.
All right, later, Donnie. Appreciate you. Okay, Rockout says I should have played Dobbs over McLaurin. Well, okay, I mean, maybe not. Maybe McLaurin has 2 more points than Dobbs. Who knows? It could be the exact same, but Dobbs probably was safer. McLaurin's higher risk, higher reward. So you went with the higher risk, and it didn't necessarily work out. Look, the game script was there. They were throwing, so it was. If I would have told you they would have been down and throwing the ball all game, you would have said, okay, let's dial up McLaurin. And he had a couple passes that would have made some big yardage for him that he didn't haul in. Smitty's gone be sore. How many curls will you have done so far? You might need to add some other exercises to the mix. Maybe we will, Efren. Maybe like it's push-ups or whatever. I don't know. That's a good point. Appreciate you, Efren, for dropping that super chat. Swavey, start 3, Pollard, San Francisco. The Camara Monster versus New England, Breece Hall, Denver, HN, New England. I'm probably sitting Breece Hall of this crew. You could get cute and put Pollard on the bench against the Niners. That's not the craziest thing in the world because I think Breece Hall is going to get fed. Does anybody feel like that's crazy? Or should he start Pollard because he's a stud? The only thing is Breece could be a stud if they overfeed him against Denver. So that's the only thing is there could be 4 studs right here. So it's a matter of what stud do you sit. I'm not saying Breece is there yet, but he could be. And I hate to reflect on this moment later and go, God, yeah, San Francisco. The matchup, look, the Niners, Kyron Williams ran against the Niners. So it's not like the Niners are that crazy, But I do feel like the Niners are better off this week than they were the week they played the Rams. So I guess I would just say, like, your high-risk, high-reward play is Breece over Pollard, but that's going to be high-risk, high-reward. So you gotta be careful. You don't bench Pollard. Pollard now wait on Breece. Probably the logical move. Bro. Probably to put Breece on the bench and wait. But I don't know. I'd be very, very tempted. You also could Yeah, I don't know. That's tough. Let's let the chat vote on that one. Brees to the moon. Brees is going to ball versus Denver. See, it's comments like that just rile me up. just reading random comments coming in. I'm not even looking at who's writing them. I'm just getting excited. All right, let's revisit that one. We need to revisit the Pollard versus Hall. Let's not lock that one in yet. My Garrett Wilson for Higgins. I'd rather have Garrett Wilson. Who the hell's Higgins? Just traded Scary Terry for Ridley. Ridley's a monster over Scary Terry. But who the hell's T. Higgins? Who is that guy? I don't even know who it is anymore. Is he even play in the NFL? So go get Garrett Wilson and take a chance on G. Willie. Brian with a $2.99 haul or $1.99 hauler. Pick 2. Ridley, Garrett Wilson, Nico, Brees. I'd probably go Brees and Ridley or Nico and Ridley. But I'm definitely starting Ridley. I don't care what anybody says. I can't stand this Ridley doubt. Or I actually love it because I could buy him low. I need upside Pickens or Tank Dell. Probably Tank Dell then because Pickett's hurt. And, watching Carr struggle to get the ball to Olave last week makes me very hesitant to say Pickens. Smitty, I know you like Brees, traded Mostert and Thielen for him. That's fantastic. That's an unbelievable.
Got him.
I like that move, bro. Nice work. And Mostert's injury prone. And, I don't mind Mostert. I definitely trade for Mostert if I own Achane, but that's it. That's the cuffing type of situation. In a 14-man league PPR, I've got Hurts, Hall, JT, Swift, McLaughlin, Tyreek, Dell, London, Wilson, and Goddard. I'm 1-3. What do you do? I'd probably say, look, you've got a running stable that's phenomenal with the quarterback. Okay, you wait on that. Tyreek, Dell, Addison. Like I told the other guy, any hole you try and fill at wide receiver, you're gonna punch a hole in the running back stable. So as long as you can start all 3 of Hall, Swift, and JT, I don't know that I'm moving anybody, and I probably just let it ride and try my best to trade like Adele and McLaughlin on the high somehow. Maybe you can squeeze into a Waddle using Dell and McLaughlin. Maybe London and Dell, Addison and Dell, Addison, Dell, and McLaughlin. Maybe you could trade Mike Wilson on the high. Just anything like that. And so maybe your trade comes next week. Maybe Goddard goes off and you sell him high and you could get another tight end and you recycle there. But your move is to try not touch a single thing but Dell, Addison, London, and McLaughlin and try somehow, some way to just get into a doubted Debo or doubted Waddle. They're just a hair, below those other guys above them, but everyone's doubting the hell out of them. So that's what I would do. Here's a $20 hauler from Deet, making your boy Smitty do another set.
Alert. Super chat alert. Alert. Super chat alert.
Deet, appreciate you dropping the 20 watt on screen. Deet to the freaking moon. I need just another second or two in that song so I can get back in time. 0-4 had to make a change. Trade Walker and Garrett Wilson for Achane and Nico. I think what I would have liked you to do in that situation is get a tad more, only because Walker commands it. He's been balling out all year. I know Achane has been too, but I don't mind it. It's not bad. It could easily work out for you. Still have Pollard, Kamara, Puka, Lamar, Hopkins, Flowers. What's the verdict? I think you could have got more. Doesn't mean you got taken advantage of. It just means you definitely could have got a little bit more, I think. But I love Achane, bro. I love Walker. I love Achane. I love both those moves, at the end of the day. But I just think fair market value. Sat Fields for Love. Lap, yes. Mentally okay now, rest of season. No lap for you, bro. We're going to send you to the moon, David.
To the moon.
David, I hope you're proud of me getting the sets in. But Sat Fields, that's rough. I mean, look, like we talked about before the game, if you had Love, it was the safe play. But Fields was, like I said, the 50-pointer or the 11. He was going to get you 11 or 50. So if you wanted that chance for 50, look, it is what it is. but you got an elite top 5-6 quarterback the rest of the season. Traded Love, Brees, Dotson, London for Hurts. I don't mind that. It's definitely like Brees could make you regret that later, or make it even, I should say. At the end of the day, though, if you've got a lot of depth, if you're good at RB, I'm taking the Hurts side, Carter, if that makes your team complete. And you've got Achane and Walker and like Bijan or something like that, and you're set at RB. Or you even have two really good running backs, like Eckler and potentially ETN or something, and you just want to go heavy QB. Take a lap for starting Love over Fields. I mean, you got to Dopey at this point, but like I said, don't beat yourself up over it, and just keep in mind that Love is on pace for over 40 touchdowns on the year if you include running. So he could have a 2 to 3 touchdown game, and it might not be the biggest difference in the world. So don't take a huge lap, bro. I mean, you took the safer route, but you definitely knew Fields had either 11 to 50 point upside. I mean, the range is crazy, but that's just what you were dealing with. Appreciate all the super chats. You guys rock. And we got 640 people in here. Let's punch the phone lines one more time.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
We got one more super that came in here. This is from Garrett. Garrett says start 3 in PPR. Achane, Mixon, Brees, Pacheco. Achane is a lock. Pacheco is a lock. Brees is a lock. Mixon to the curb. And trade Mixon away while he still has value. Could he outscore Brees? Sure. But am I starting him? Not over Brees Hall. Not against Denver. Everything's set up perfectly. Slim says Love can easily throw 3 TDs and 300 against Las Vegas. Absolutely. So anybody that has Love, I hope we're celebrating in tremendous fashion for you. You know what I'm saying? I hope we're out here just throwing a party for all the Jordan Love owners. Smitty, do you miss my question about Thomas? Noah, I don't know. Did you send a chat on it? I don't know. Let's see. Noah, let's see here. Noah's super chats. Dr. Sat Fields, I got that one. We laughed about that. Logan Thomas, decent tight end. Actually, you might have went on a potty break, Noah. And I did say that he's definitely a good pickup, especially all the targets he got. And if you're struggling badly at the tight end position, he's a fantastic go-get tight end right now if he's on waivers somehow, some way. We got a 909 caller. Who's this? Where are you calling from?
From California.
Reels from California. What's up, Reels? What can I do for you, pal?
What's up, brother? All right, let me pull up my team real quick. Okay. So I have Mari Cooper, Puka Nacua, Olave, Chase, Nico Collins, Pittman, and I wanted to get either Devontae Smith or Waddle. Do you think I should trade anybody?
Amari Cooper, Puka Nacua, and who?
Nico, Jamar Chase, Michael Pittman Jr.
I mean, could you get away with trading like Pittman and Nico? Like, could you get a Devontae Smith for that? Could you get a Waddle for that? Like, those are all decent moves. If not, I mean, I honestly think that the Devontae Smith or even a St. Brown or an Olave or a Cooper Kupp or a Lamb is even arguable for Puka with Kupp back. I know I could be wrong on that, and I could end up eating my words if Kupp were to go down again right away. But I just think that, like, there's no way he's the exact same player. He still could be Tutu Atwell volume and do very good with that and be an elite wide receiver too. But I think there's an opportunity to sell Puka Nacua for a wide receiver 1. And I think every one of those wide receivers is a wide receiver 1, from Ridley to St. Brown to Olave to Cooper Kupp to even Devontae Smith and maybe even CeeDee Lamb. Would I rather you give up Nico Collins and Pittman and get like a Devontae Smith or maybe a Ridley? Like Ridley for Nico and Pittman, I bet you that's attainable, especially if Pittman goes out and has a big game. But then Ridley's probably going to have a bounce back game, so it's tough to say, but it's tough, man.
Yeah.
Puka is definitely a hard player to trade away or hold because you can get the world right now, but you also don't want to sell him too low. But Devontae Smith or Ridley or St. Brown is not too low in my opinion. I think that's a calculated risk either way, holding or selling or buying or whatever.
And you're not worried about Puka with Cooper coming back?
Well, that's why I'm saying sell him maybe. I'm not petrified of it, but I certainly think he's not the same player. He's not the exact same player anymore, but he's still 2 Outwell volume, which I think he turns into a lot. Rudy's in here saying Fields is trash. This is either an anti-Bears fan or just somebody that didn't own him, and that's fine, Rudy. Okay, Rudy.
All right, Rudy.
All right, later, Reels. Appreciate you calling anytime. Smitty, I just want to let you know, scoring in the top 2, fluke. Definition of a fluke. Let's look up fluke in the dictionary real quickly. Let's see if we can look up fluke in the dictionary. Fluke definition. Let's see here. Unlikely chance of occurrence, especially surpassing. Okay, here it is. What is the? There we go. Let's see if this qualifies as a fluke. Okay, what does the word fluke mean? Here we go. Here's the definition of the word fluke. Let's see if Rudy's onto something. Okay, here it is. What does fluke mean? If you say something is a fluke, you mean that it happened accidentally rather than by planned or arranged. Something was a fluke. Here, basically, 2 games in a row of top 2 quarterback numbers is a fluke. Fields leads the league in TDs right now. Fluke. Smitty doing lots of curls all night long because it's a fluke. Fields being glory. DJ Moore having 3 TDs and 200 plus yards. Fluke. Rudy, we need to get Rudy a dictionary. Everybody, drop a super chat for Rudy so we can get him a dictionary. Appreciate you, Rudy. Rudy coming in with the sly comments tonight. Look at that, man. Terrible defenses. Well, what are you going to say, Rudy, when he faces another group of terrible defenses all year because he's got one of the better schedules? Then what, Rudy? What do you call that? Double fluke? Triple fluke? Quadruple fluke? Rudy. I'm sorry. David, you got 30 seconds.
Hey, Smitty, I just sent you that super chat, man. You asked me if I was proud of you, bro. You looking swole already, man. I'm going to have to start taking some lessons from you.
Do I look swole? I mean,
man, all them curls that you're doing.
I've been lifting all night. I got to do some. I can't just do curls. Whoever said that was right. I think it was Efren or whoever. I got to do a rotation because I don't want to just do curls. Although I could do the other stuff off air. Maybe I just do curls. Maybe I keep it a curl thing. I don't know.
Hey, just wanted to ask you something real quick, man. I tried to make some moves with my Saquon. I went to the JT owner and I went to the Eckler owner. Tried to flip them, Saquon for one of them. They wouldn't do it. So I'm just trying to figure out somebody who I can maybe flip Saquon for. I got Fields, I got Tyreek, JJ, Kenneth Walker. I'm pretty set. I'm just trying to. What's somebody you think maybe I can flip Saquon for since the JT and the Eckler owner aren't willing to do it?
I think Saquon is you can flip him pretty easily for a Ridley, a St. Brown, an Olave, a Cup, a Devontae Smith, a Lamb, and Saquon for Achane and go after a wide receiver. You got to go to the Achane owner, see if they've got Debo. Saquon for Breece Hall and Debo. Saquon for Breece Hall and Waddle. Saquon for Achane and Debo. Achane, Waddle. You feel me? Like Christian Watson and
I
Achane.
really want Achane, but it's like everybody is selling. Nobody wants to sell him straight up.
Well,
they want the world for him now.
I mean, Breece Hall and Christian Watson. You know, like there are different ways to do this. Gibbs and maybe Ridley. You know, Ridley alone, but maybe you can get Devontae Smith and Gibbs. Maybe you can get Waddle and Gibbs. You know, I'm not saying that's the best move necessarily right there, but just examples of different variations. But find the anchor of the trade and then go comb through the team and see what other additive can be added to the trade to make it solid.
Okay, but as far as like a 1-for-1, I mean, it needs to be like a Chase or, you know, somebody of that caliber.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Appreciate you, man. Keep getting
All right, man.
in, bro.
All right. Later. All right, that was David, one of the trainers here. Appreciate you, David. Chris from Vegas. What's up, Chris?
Hey, Smitty, how are you?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. I'm having a good night tonight.
Should I start Kamara or Pacheco?
Kamara or Pacheco? Look, Kamara is a fantastic play. A moon man that took a little while to get going, but he looks really solid right now. I think I still play Kamara.
It's a non-PPR league, if that makes any difference.
Yeah, man. Then I guess Pacheco by a hair in a non-PPR. If it was half PPR, I'd say Kamara. Full PPR, Kamara. But Pacheco in a non-PPR, I'd probably go Pacheco. Like, what did he score last week for you? Like 25, 30. Like he scored. He had a nice game for you last week.
Real quick, also, I say this like with super sarcasm included. But as a Panther fan, I just want to say it warms my heart watching CMC and DJ Moore go off in fantasy these days. It really makes me smile, and I really say that with tons of sarcasm. But
yeah,
it is what it is. 0-4. We're going all the way opposite of the moon, so it's great.
Yeah, I mean DJ Moore was always that guy that everybody thought, okay, kind of like McLaurin in a way. McLaurin and DJ Moore were cut from the same cloth. And it's been like if McLaurin could have, and he's older now, if McLaurin just could have got that guy, that quarterback, man, it would have been unreal to see what he could have done. But he's older now, so I don't think that ever like develops for him. But DJ Moore, we've always wondered what it would be like if he was handed a top 5 quarterback. So, you know, anybody in here,
great tonight.
Yeah, and everybody in here, I think, can admit, but Rudy, that Fields has the makings of a top 5 quarterback. Now, does he produce consistently? Are the Bears coaches in the offense and the play calling going to limit him from being consistently top 5? Maybe, maybe not. I mean, but Fields has got to be in the top 5 for quarterbacks right now. Like I would guess. Can anybody look up in their league? I don't know if it's updated yet. I mean, obviously he played first, but he's got to be like right up there. And even if you look at the projections of the week, I bet you he's borderline 5 or 6, maybe. I don't know. It depends on I guess the scoring. But the leaders for quarterbacks, Fields is 1 right now for the week, obviously because we just started. But if we go to the season. And we look at the season, Fields is probably like, what? Let me see. Maybe he's still borderline 10. Top 10. Yeah, because he did have such a slow start. I think he's in the top 10. But I think I think that going forward, if he has some tremendous, games, even if with some mediocre games, he finishes in the 5 to 7. I think on the year. So like 10 to 12, right around 10 to 12 right now.
He's not trash.
Yeah, he's not trash. Anything else you got, bro?
That's it, man. I just want to say I appreciate you, man. I hope you stay blessed.
All right, later, bro. Appreciate you, Chris. Chris from Vegas.
Thank you.
All right, let me get through these super chats here. Rock Out, real quickly. What do you got, Rock Out?
Yeah, I sent you a super chat.
hit it with the whiteboard.
Super chat with the whiteboard?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's do this as quick as we can. Rock out. Let's see. Burrow, Love, Purdy. Burrow. We'll just put Burrow there. Bijan Walker. Okay. Bijan Walker. What are your wide receivers? You've got St. Brown, Olave, and Ayuk. Okay. What can I do for you?
Trying to get like a better flex.
Probably have to go in the direction. Yeah, Fields. I thought Fields would rank higher off of those two games, but maybe that isn't included. You know what? I don't know if it's including that game. I'm looking at Fields right now, 82.5 points. I don't think that's including that 82.5 points. I don't think that's including that game because 82, let's see here. Yeah, that's not including that game. So 40.98 plus 35.90 plus 13.66 plus 16.74. Damn it, I messed up the calculation already. Let's just do 41 plus 36 plus 13 plus 16 plus 17 is 213 points. So, granted, no one else has played yet, okay? But 213 points is how many... No, that can't be right. What is going on with my calculations here? That's not right. That can't be right. What am I doing here? 213 points. There's no way. 40 plus 36 plus 13 plus 16 plus 16. Or 17. 123. There we go. Okay, so 123. 123 points would put him in first. But obviously everybody else has to play. So, I don't know. Is it conceivable that after this week he's like 6? Yeah. After this week he could be 5 or 6. By the end of the week he could be 5 or 6. With 123-ish points, he could be literally number 5 or 6 overall after this week. So I was right when I said that. I looked up the scoring and it wasn't including this week. And so I was like 12. I guess I'm wrong. I felt a little like I was off there, but recalculating it, based on the projections of the amount of points likely to occur for these quarterbacks that I'm looking at, he should finish number 5 or 6 by the end of the week. Okay. Rudy, no one agrees with you, bro. You got the worst takes in here. No offense, but like, what are you talking about? Zach Wilson over Fields? Like, you just discredited your entire argument across the line. Like, that's garbage, bro. Start being a positive Peter in the chat. Stop trying to be a negative Nancy in the chat, bro. Okay, be a positive Peter. Rock out. As far as your team, I would say you could maybe try and trade. I mean, if there's a QB needy team, you could probably try and go that route. But if nobody's trading for a quarterback, you might have to wait for Love to have a good game or Purdy to have another good game. But you could potentially try and move Ayuk on the high. Ayuk and maybe... I don't think you have really much to work with, Rock Out, as far as dividing and conquering anybody. St. Brown's undervalued right now because he's banged up. Olave did bad last week, so everybody's running away. Ayuk's the guy you could maybe sell, but what are you going to really get? Ayuk's a great flex.
Yeah, I feel you.
I think you got to wait, bro. Yeah. You got to wait for these quarterbacks to do well. Maybe Burrow does well, and you could trade him. Keep in mind how good Fields looks to everybody but that guy Rudy in here. Everybody wants a piece of Fields now. And Fields probably is a top 5 or 6 quarterback right this very moment. After the week is over, he finishes 5 or 6 overall, which is unbelievable given how bad he started in weeks 1, 2, and 3. To be a top 5 or 6 quarterback through week number 5 is unbelievable. If I told anybody in here after week 3 that he would be a top 5 or 6 quarterback by the end of week 5, they would say you're crazy. That's only 2 weeks to catch up. In 2 weeks, he's caught up. So if anybody thinks Burrow can't be sold maybe in week 8, if he comes back on a tear, you just got to wait, Rock Out. This team, unless you're trading for Eckler on a bye, using Walker and you throw something in like McLaurin and the guy would do it, or you trade Walker for Achane and that downgrade, if the person even thinks it's a downgrade, then like what can you get for a wide receiver bump? Like, can you take an Ayuk or McLaurin up to a bigger name? I would try something like that. All right, Rock Out, I'm getting behind on the super chats. Appreciate you, pal. Good luck with your trade. Later, broski. All right, I got to get you guys off the line here. Grant, you got 30 seconds.
Yeah, Smitty, I have Bijan and Josh Jacobs, and then Connor, and then my wide receivers are Devontae Smith and Chris Olave. I got offered Connor for Debo. My Connor for Debo. It's a full PPR league. What do you think about that?
I'd rather have Debo than Connor.
Okay, even though it's the Ayuk show, it looks like right now, and C-Max running the...
Well, I mean, what happened the week prior to that? Didn't it look like Debo was the guy? You know what I mean? Like, they rotate.
Ayuk wasn't playing, though.
Yeah, but they've rotated, bro. They've rotated. I mean, Ayuk wasn't great the week he was playing. Debo had a really good day. So...
Yeah.
I mean,
one more
but Connor, it depends. Can you trade Connor for higher? Like, could you trade Connor in another piece because he's an RB? Then maybe I do.
That's what I was thinking about. Okay. And one more thing for Rudy that keeps commenting in there. Rudy runs a 10 flat 40-yard dash with his knees hitting each other every time. You know, don't let that guy. Don't let that guy
Don't worry about me. No one gets to me.
Get Rudy out of here.
No, but no one gets to me. He's only creating content for us. It's not like some people say. Some people say like, don't let it bother you. No, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me at all. Rudy's just he's making his own bed.
His 10-yard, his 40-yard 10-second dash is his girlfriend's making fun of him every time he shoots a jump shot. Get him out of here.
All right, Grant
to the moon, DJ Moore to the moon. Have a good night, Smitty.
Later, appreciate you. Rack Poker, you got 30 seconds. I'm hanging up on you after 30 seconds because I got to move on to the super chats. I can't keep dilly-dallying here. Go ahead.
Yeah, no worries. Real quick, would you trade Debo for JT?
Debo for JT, of course. I would take JT. That's league-winning potential right there. Yeah.
And real quick, what running backs would you aim to trade DJ Moore for? I haven't really heard anything of like if you wanted to trade DJ Moore. Who
Achane, Bijan, Eckler, JT, Aaron Jones, maybe a couple others. I mean, DJ Moore just went and can get you the world, bro. You know, I'm not saying you can get a Hill or a JJ or a Diggs, but you might be able to, with a little addition, this little additive, get like any wide receiver you want past the big three if you added the right player in. You know, and
I'm looking to grab a running back, so I don't know who to target. You know what I mean, with the value right now.
Yeah.
But,
all right.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah, and don't overreact. Let the dust settle a little bit. Let some offers come to you. Don't just start. If you start going, hey, who wants DJ Moore, bro? You're not going to get the offers you want. You know, you gotta let some of the vibe come to you. You know, you might even want to drop a little like DJ Moore.
Send some DJ Moore memes to the chat.
Yeah. Just act like his bags are unpacked. You never had the bags packed at all, and that might trigger something. All right, later, man. Appreciate you.
All right, later, man.
You might be able to get Puka. I don't know that I'd take Puka for DJ Moore. I mean, with Cup coming back, is different. Everybody, acts like, just because you think Puka's going to go down a little means that you hate him. It's not the case. 30 seconds, Tater Toddy.
What's going on, man?
What's up?
I'm just wondering, what I guess Fields' value is as far as for running backs. If I'm trying to trade him for a running back,
ETN, Aaron Jones, Eckler, Swift, Bijan, Achane, JT. Okay. I mean, if somebody's in need of a QB, he is QB 5 or 6 after this week's over. That's what I thought when I first calculated that. Okay. I was really disappointed when I looked at the standings, and then I realized it did not include this game. He is QB1. Yeah. He's QB1 right now. Granted, no one else has played, but he's QB1 overall right now, waiting for everybody else to have performances, and depending on how good everybody does, he'll filter in he'll level right in around 5 or 6. That's tremendous. If I would have told you 2 weeks ago he would catch back up to everybody in 2 weeks. He would have said I was absolutely crazy. He would have probably unfollowed me. Like, that's insane. That's and even shocks me, like how quickly.
For it.
You what?
I kept him on my bench because I'm trying to trade him this week before the game starts. So
Yeah.
I need a running back.
Yep.
All right, man. Well,
All
thank
right.
you very much.
All right, Tater Toddy,
You have a
appreciate
good
you.
night.
Later. Rags, a.k.a. Jay, you got 30 seconds. Then I got Super Chats.
What's going on, Smitty? Quick question for you. What do you think about Garrett Wilson and Gervonta for Olave?
Garrett Wilson and Gervonta for Olave. I would take Olave.
Okay. I'm trying to make that happen, so we'll see. I'll keep you updated.
I mean, I don't think anybody's buying Javonte right now, though, bro.
You're right, but I mean, I'll have to work some magic, you know?
Yeah, put a little pixie dust on there. Figure it out. A little
Exactly.
hypnotism. You will value Javonte as a top 5 running back. Follow the mallet. Send this to your league mate. Send this to your league mates right now. Javonte's worth a top 5 running back. When I snap my fingers. All right, appreciate you. Later, pal. All right, let me get to these super chats real quick. Bench DJ Moore, started Fields, though. Oh, man. Should I start Lamb, Puka, and Cup this week? Probably Aaron Jones or JT instead of one of them. Can't believe you've got that much depth. You gotta make a trade. You know, what are you doing sitting on all this talent? That's kind of you just wasting it away. Maybe it sets you up for a huge trade. But Aaron Jones or JT instead of one of them. I mean, it depends on what the Cup, you know, what it looks like for Cup. You know, is it limitations? Is it snap counts? I think this question we can't answer yet. We got to wait till deeper into the week. We should know a lot more on Saturday night whether you should be starting Aaron Jones or Cup or. But you got a lot of talent, and I don't think you're gonna be. I think you're gonna win this week anyway because your team is freaking loaded. Let's see here. Imagine if Garrett Wilson drops 20 to 25 points on Sunday. Can you imagine if Garrett Wilson goes nuts and Breece Hall? Even if just Breece Hall goes nuts, you know what I mean? Even if Breece Hall just goes nuts, it's gonna be unbelievable. We're gonna have such a good day. Everybody in the world could do bad. If Breece Hall has 100 yards and a touch, I'll be so excited. Would you trade JT for Puka? I'd rather have JT if I need RBs. I'd maybe rather have Puka if I need a wide receiver, but I think Puka will be affected by Cooper Kupp enough to not make him anything crazy undervalued, like piece of crap. Like everyone's like, oh, you just don't like Puka Nacua. It's not true. Like I admitted that I miscalculated how good he was going to be. I do believe that he is playing better than he should be because of McVay and Stafford. And that's what Cooper Kupp was. But my miscalculation was it doesn't matter. Like I should have looked at that deeper and said, Puka Nacua will continue. This is coming off like week 1. Puka Nacua will continue because McVay and Stafford. It doesn't matter. It is what it is. Situation is attached to player. You can't separate situation from player. So Puka is going to still get fed, but Cooper Kupp's going to come in and take a little. Puka's good. Have CMC and Eckler. I'd rather have JT, but that's me. Not everybody's going to feel that way. Rock out. Thank you for your super chat. Again, I just hold tight with your team. It doesn't feel like the team that's going to be able to make the moves you want to make. You got to wait to make those moves. Who wins Breece and CD for Diggs and Lockett? Breece and CD for Diggs and Lockett. I'd probably rather have Breece Hall and CD by a hair if you need the RB help. If you're strong at RB and Breece Hall becomes a contemplation for you each week and you're wavering, then why do the trade? Why not keep Diggs, who's the better player out of all of everybody there? So it just kind of depends, you know what I mean? So don't make a bad move based on having just extra depth that you don't necessarily need. So definitely be careful on that. Have Stroud, Mixon, Amon-Ra, Olave, Pittman, Gibbs, Ertz. I traded Bijan for K. Walker, Devontae Smith, and Hollywood Brown. I'm 0-4. Thoughts on the trade? I don't hate that trade. Look, you're 0-4. Bijan may or may not take another week or two. Just like everybody thinks Bijan is not going to be the number 1 or number 2 or number 3 running back on the year. Just keep in mind the little microcosm that is Justin Fields weeks 1 through 5. That weeks 1 through 3, Justin Fields shiated the bed. Hardcore. Sharted his pants 3 weeks in a row. Still had a decent outing. He had, Fields had 16 points, 16 points, 13 points. Not horrible, but not good at all. And then comes out with a 35 and a 40 in this particular league I'm looking at. Everybody's league scoring is different. But that's crazy. And if you think Bijan can't come out in back-to-back weeks in 2 weeks' time, can't come out and run the ball like a Christian McCaffrey for 2 weeks in a row, score 5 touchdowns in 2 weeks on the ground, or maybe total touchdowns, 5 or 6 touchdowns, and be running back 3. That microcosm of what we just saw with Fields needs to be remembered every time you start saying to yourself, Bijan failed me, Bijan's not going to be that guy, Breece is not going to be the guy we wanted, or, this or that. There's failures. There's definitely failures. Okonkwo feels like a total failure. Javonte feels like a total failure. But Breece Hall and Gibbs are not yet failures whatsoever. Dotson might be. Pickens is in the middle because of Pickett and what's going on there in that vanilla offense that they have. It's frustrating, but Pickens has shown signs of being a top 15 wide receiver. It just hasn't come to fruition. So be careful, on that. But Bijan my whole point was Bijan could come out on a terror and be the QB or the running back 2 or 3 overall within a week or two's time. But I still think Walker and Smith was a smart move for a team that's 0-4 that wasn't going to win with Bijan. Rockout says panic time 2-2. Burrow already did that one. The marker board sesh. Appreciate you, Rockout. Thank you so much, my boy Rockout. You can call in a minute, Rockout, if you had something else you wanted to follow up with. Would you trade JT for Puka? That's the one I answered earlier. And again, that's a tough question. I would take JT. 5 QB, $10 hauler. Let's go to the moon. Absolute monster you are, Trojan, coming in with fire like this. Streamed Howl tonight. QB is Watson. Okay. Thoughts to trade A.J. Brown and Fields owner with Ayuk, Andrews, and Kamara. Thoughts to trade the A.J. Brown and Fields owner. Everybody words things so differently. That's why sometimes I just answer the question as to which side I'm on, and I don't try and pretend which side you're on because this is confusing wording. Thoughts to trade the A.J. Brown and Fields owner with Ayuk, Kamara, and Andrews. Other running backs: Bijan, Etienne, Javonte, Kyron, Watson, Amon-Ra. I'm kind of confused on what we're looking at with this question, to be honest, Trojan. It's just worded very weirdly. But let me just answer the question. Thoughts to trade. So A.J. Brown, Fields owner with Ayuk, Andrews, and Kamara. Your quarterbacks are rough. And if you could get Fields and A.J. Brown using, let's say, Kyron, or no, hold on, Bijan, Etienne, using maybe like, if you could get Fields using they got Andrews owner with Ayuk, Andrews, Kamara, and other. God, what could you do here? This is a really hard question, and it's worded so confusingly, so I'm getting confused reading it again. I would say maybe you trade Kyron for Kamara. I feel like that's an upgrade for him in his mind because Kyron's balling out. So that earns you something, right? So you get Fields maybe. Maybe you throw back Watson. Like something like that's interesting to me. And if you've got to throw, ETN into this mix and trade ETN for Fields, but then get back something like Ayuk, I could get behind that. Like that's the best I can come up with because this is very confusing to read. Maybe you could rewrite it, or you don't have to necessarily super chat. I can try and find a message, but That's kind of what I'm thinking. Come up with a couple ideas, and maybe I can shoot the ideas down. But those are the ones that I could come up with if I read that correctly. Zach, appreciate you. Denver and Washington, 15-29. Running back 7.0 per. Got to prove versus Real D. Okay, well, I mean, bro, he's got a very good schedule. So are we going to go through that, Zach, every single week? I mean, the anti-field stuff is hilarious. I appreciate your super chat, but like, are we going to go through this every week when they play bad defenses? Like, oh, Fields did, but let's wait. Okay, 7 weeks in a row. Fields is QB1 right now. Granted, he's the only quarterback other than Howell that played, but he's QB1, and we'll see how many people climb above him. My guess is only 3 or 4 off of the week, maybe 5. I have Kyron, Etienne, Pollard, Monty. Want to trade Etienne and Kyron for wide receiver, 1 for 1. I have Kyron, Etienne, Pollard, Monty. Want to trade Etienne or Kyron. I would trade Etienne, and I would go after the wide receivers who've been listed all night. Ridley, St. Brown, Olave, Kupp, Devontae Smith, Lamb. All those guys for Etienne. Even Waddle and a piece could be doable. Maybe you go after Achane and get like a Watson, something like that. Burglar, appreciate your super chat, my guy, my broski, my pal. We got Charles coming in with a $2 hauler with nothing attached, but then he followed it up with another one and said, I'll just attach it here. Do I trade? And that gets you a moonshot.
To the moon.
A double like that. Do I trade Keenan Allen or St. Brown for Jamar Chase? Pros and cons, broski. I don't trade for St. Brown. I don't trade St. Brown for Chase. I don't. St. Brown should be fine this week. Would I trade Keenan Allen for Chase? Maybe, but it depends if you need like some sort of swing. Keenan Allen is playing very well, and Burrow is a concern. I would probably take Jamar Chase, but there's risk to it. But I would be willing to take that risk on. You got to make sure you're okay with the risk. There's definitely risk. Trade ETN plus DK for Kelsey Gibbs. I would take Kelsey and Gibbs probably. I think that's pretty good. Try and get something else thrown in, and you could blame the Jahmyr Gibbs side of it. But I think I like that, and that could come around. Smitty, would you trade Gibbs for Higgins or Watson? Who's Higgins? T. Higgins? Little T. Higgins? Who's that? I forget who that is. Is that the guy that didn't do anything at all even when he was on the field and now he's injured? Why are we trading for T. Higgins? I don't understand that. Watson and Gibbs, I understand. Do I want Watson over Gibbs right now? I do. If you need the now production, I'm okay with that. But just know that Gibbs has the ability to outmaneuver that, about that talent that everybody else has. He could be the highest scorer of the three of them. But right now, Watson feels like he's going to have a nice pop-off. Chase, Brees, Andrews for Eckler, DK, Hawkinson. Chase, Brees, Andrews for Eckler, DK, Hawkinson. Pretty even. Obviously, a lot depends on Brees. If he becomes a top 10 running back, then the Chase, Andrews, Brees side is going to win this trade. If he doesn't, then I think the Eckler side could slightly win it. So I guess I lean the Chase side, but there's risk involved on all sides, and it's very close. $5 hauler, thoughts, full PPR, 12-team, Tua, Achane, Madison, Hill, St. Brown, Devontae Smith. Love the wide receivers. Phenomenal wide receivers. Brees Hall on the bench. Love it. Flowers is going to do well this week. Pierce is a nice little trade piece if he can do a little better. Obviously, I'm trying to trade Madison. I probably start. I mean, why you wait a minute. What, Colin? The disrespect that Colin's showing to Brees Hall right now, putting Madison in over Brees Hall. Madison, who's sharing carries and been cheeks all year long. Put Brees Hall in your lineup. Those are my thoughts, good man. Put Brees Hall in your lineup. I just glossed over that. I don't know what you're doing there. That's take a lot material, I think. Now, when I say that, Madison's going to have 3 touchdowns. But yeah, put Hall in your lineup. And past that, I mean, I wait on this team. This team's very good, and it's loaded with players I love, down to Devontae Smith. So I'm not going to give you any trade recommendations. I'm only going to tell you to put your best players in your lineup and let them ball out. Should I trade Walker for a JT? Your fair market value commands you get something else like Christian Watson type material, and then I'm on board. But you got to get that piece, bro, and it's got to be something I agree with. Trade Lamb for JT. 1 for 1, it's pretty even. Lamb's kind of underperforming a little bit. You're worried about the Cowboys offense. JT's an RB. I think it's very even, Steven, bro. You got 2 monster quarterbacks in Hurts and AR5, bro. Maybe trade Howell on the high, although that could help for bye weeks. But honestly, I'd rather start an Addison or Lockett on the bye week of one of your quarterbacks versus Howell if it means you can get something significant all year long upgraded. Pollard's fantastic. Gibbs hopefully will come around. Garrett Wilson, DJ Moore. Hopefully you started DJ Moore, bro. Matt, I hope you did. DJ Moore, Lamb, and Garrett Wilson, Addison, Lockett. Try to upgrade Garrett Wilson using Lockett, using Addison, using Howell, using Akers, and just see if you can get Garrett Wilson bumped up into even a Waddle. Ridley seems super cheap right now. Cooper Kupp, Devontae Smith, Lamb, Waddle, Ridley. Those are all very doable bumps, bro. Chubbs with a $2 hauler. 110 from Fields and DJ Kmet against 4-0 team. Smitty to go. Chubbs doing Chubbs things. That's all Chubbs knows how to do is win. Basically. Chubbs, appreciate you. Do I trade Gibbs for Swift? I'd rather have Swift at this moment in time, but I will be rooting for Gibbs to outdo DeAndre Swift all year. So get ready for me to cheer against it, but it's the best move. The Dark Knight coming in strong with a $5 hauler. 8-man PPR, 6 playoff rosters, 2-2. Should I trade Hurts and Gibbs for Eckler and Fields? Yes, I would do that. I think that's a great move. I have AR5 starters or Chase. Yeah, I mean, if this is a 1 QB anyway, like you got AR5 anyway. So like even if you're debating AR or Fields, that's a great Eckler. That's a smash. I mean, that's a great. You got Achane. That's a championship roster right there. If you start 2 QBs, it still is. But I'm just saying, like Hurts downgrading Hurts into Eckler when you have AR5 is the move to make, and you got Fields. I made a trade 2 days ago, 12-man, 2 QB, full PPR. I traded away Justin Fields and Drake London for Daniel Jones and Christian Kirk and George Pickens. Oh. Justin Fields, Drake London. Traded away Justin Fields, Drake London for Daniel Jones, Christian Kirk, and George Pickens. Look, A-Rod, you super chatted me for my honest opinion. I think the chat's going to tell you, without any kind of hesitation whatsoever, probably one of the worst trades we've seen all night. And that, don't feel bad about it. It happens, bro. Fields got you down. But, man, that's there's not a whole lot on that side of the trade. I mean, Kirk is okay, but man, that trade does not look good today. I'm sorry, A-Rod. I wish I could tell you something different, but it is what it is, broski. But don't look down on it. Make you do a move or make a move you wouldn't have made if you did not run into this. You know what I'm saying? Let this be a moment of realization that you need to be on your toes. You need to make that trade that no one else is going to make. You need to make that trade that you weren't going to make, and you might be one move away. But certainly got rid of, like, Fields today would have got you, like, Ridley, St. Brown, Olave, Cooper Kupp, ETN, Breece Hall, Aaron Jones, DeAndre Swift. Like, add more and get Bijan, like, over this, heap right here that's not really going to be all that helpful. But I'm sorry, bro. I'm just telling you the honest opinion. But next time, bring it to the channel and we can vote on it too. Like, the power of the audience is amazing. I traded. Thank you. Appreciate you, A-Rod. Don't keep your head down. We're here for you. I traded my Flowers and Rashad White and got Gibbs and Garrett Wilson. I like that. I think that's good. Who should I trade? Mix of Aaron Jones, Kamara, Herbert, AR5 for. I mean, Bijan using maybe. I mean, if AR5, I would trade Herbert. So Herbert to a QB needy team and try and upgrade maybe. I don't know that you can really upgrade Aaron Jones and Kamara all that much unless you get, like somebody like Pollard or. I mean, they're all very arguable. Those RBs are so close. Like Aaron Jones to JT, is it worth giving up Herbert? Probably not. So maybe Monty. Maybe upgrade Monty. Maybe because you have Aaron Jones and Kamara, you can turn Monty and Herbert into a Diggs or right there. That's probably what I'm doing with this team, bro, if you're only using one of the QBs. I don't know that RB's the way to go. I think wide receiver is. And you got 2 RBs to suffice, and you don't necessarily need the 3. It's nice to have 3, but 1-3, 14 team, half PPR started. DJ Moore.
To the moon.
Absolute monster smash, bro. Thomas, bench, Chase, Devontae Smith, Dotson, Rice, Kyron Williams, Achane. This is your bench. What are we doing here? What do you mean your bench? Achane, B. Hall. Need 1 wide receiver, 2 running back, 1 flex. What is the fair QB trade? Okay, so you need 1 wide receiver, 2 running backs, 1 flex. So 1 wide receiver, you started DJ Moore, great. So you need 1 more wide receiver, that is going to be Jamar Chase. You need 1 more flex, that's going to be Devontae Smith. Your 2 RBs are going to be Kyron and Achane. And unfortunately, B. Hall and JT, I mean, what are you going to do with those guys? I don't know. Fair QB trade. If you don't have a QB, I'm going after Jalen Hurts for using my JT, or Jalen Hurts using my Kyron Williams, and that way you can use JT and Breece Hall. Preferably get rid of Najee Harris if you can. Najee and something for, a Tua might work. Maybe somebody that's very QB needy would give you Tua. Those would be moves that I would make potentially. If I got that wrong at all, leave me a comment in the comments of the video, and I'll try and help you. Just remind me that you dropped that super chat, and I can, if I got anything wrong or if you worded it in a way that I took wrong, I'm sorry. Appreciate you all. Thank you so much for being here tonight. I'm probably going to bounce out tonight. First super chat from MP ever. MP, appreciate you dropping your first super chat ever. To the moon. My Ayuk for Achane. I would take Achane in a millisecond, in a heartbeat. Doesn't even matter what team you have. I'd do some other moves if I've got to make that make sense for my lineup. That's a great value. I do that. Underdog Fantasy will promote. Underdog Fantasy will double your first deposit up to $100. Just use this link right here. I'm going to pin that link in the live chat, and we're going to do some drafts tomorrow. Maybe midday. I maybe do a midday draft tomorrow. So I'm going to pin that link right now. Click it, and it'll match up to $100 in your first deposit just using the link that's in the live chat pinned. It's also in the description of every video. So please click that link and sign up and get ready to go. And we will be drafting tomorrow at some point, either tomorrow night and tomorrow midday on Underdog Fantasy, doing some week 5 Sunday slate contest drafts, for Sunday only. So it'll be fun, and if you feel like you've had a down year and you're not bouncing back or whatever, then you can get into a draft with me for week 5 only. Use all of your knowledge that you know right now in your noggin to go into week 5 and dominate that and win some money for week 5. So Underdog Fantasy, promo code Smitty. Code Smitty gets you that double $100 bonus match. It also is in the link that inserts code Smitty for you. So please do that. Do a lot of the higher lows as well. I missed on the Fields touchdown higher tonight, but he certainly balled out. Absolute amazing night. Let's give Fields and DJ Moore and all of you that started one or both of them a round of applause. You guys are absolutely magnificent. And Jim with the final super chat of the night, would you trade Puka for Garrett Wilson? No, bro. No. I love Garrett Wilson, but he's not what we wanted and won't be until they change their quarterback situation. We are very hopeful that running the ball will open up the pass. But for right now, it is what it is, Jim. And Puka is going nuts, so you can't do that. Even with Kupp coming back, he's still higher, I think. Max, you're him. Appreciate you, Max, for the super chat. Max to the moon. Max to the freaking moon.
To the moon.
Good night. It was a good night for everybody. Hit that like button on your way out the door. Appreciate you all, and get some sleep. I'm gonna go Netflix and chill, and we'll be back here tomorrow at some point midday, either through a couple of videos that I drop Premiere style or just upload them, and then of course the 8 p.m. show will be back. So I'll see you all tomorrow. Until then, peace out and congrats on your big W's tonight. Fields currently, even though no other quarterback but Howell's played, is QB1 in fantasy football. Fields is QB1 currently right now. Fieldsy. On that note, let's end it with a little Fields action.
Leave it on the fields.
Just in time.
Fields of dreams.
Feels like making love.
Outstanding in his fields.
Feels so good.
Fields General. I feels good. Uneven playing fields.
Battlefields tested.
Fields. He's for reals.
Hit that like button on the way out the door. Appreciate you all. Thanks to my mod squad, Sick Nasty, Travis Rowe, Terry Roberts. If Blackbeard's in here somewhere, if Vampy's in here somewhere, and Travis, who are my other mods? Who am I forgetting? Who's another mod that I'm not listing right now that's here a lot? Mod squad to the moon. If there's anybody, if I got them all, Travis, let me know. But if I'm missing somebody, I'm always missing somebody. Fields to the moon. Fields so good. Fields General. Outstanding in his fields. DJ Moore to the moon. We might need a DJ Moore emoji. Good Lord. $8 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. Live whenever big news breaks. Buckle up, Buttercups. It's going to be a wild ride walking into Week 5. Thank you, D-Money. Appreciate you all. Deuces.
Got him.